Have you been natural for a while, or are you new to natural hair and you're still trying to figure out how to really build your natural hair routine in terms of caring for your hair? Well, if that's you, I got you. Hey guys, Karen with Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the Curl House Hair Restoration Collection and Academy. And today we are going to talk about building your natural hair routine. So, how long have you been natural? I've been natural for like over 15 years, and from the time I went natural to now, I've noticed there is so much information on how to care for your natural hair. Of course, there's videos all over YouTube. You can go to TikTok, you can go to Instagram. Information is everywhere about what to do to care for your natural hair. But I noticed something was missing, and even something was missing from my own channel. That is how to put all this natural hair care together. So how to really build your natural hair maintenance routine. So that's what I'm going to teach you today. I even wrote an ebook about it, how to make the most out of your natural hair routine. So this ebook, I'm definitely offering it to you for free. So you can download the ebook in the link above, or you can get the information below in the description. But download the ebook as well so that you can really follow along with this video. But again, I'm going to teach you how to take your natural hair and build a routine. Okay, first things first, I don't want you to become overwhelmed by building this routine. And I know with all this information out here, it can definitely be overwhelming, but we're going to break it down really, really easy. So I'm going to break it down actually into things that you could do daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. So bring out your pen and paper and let's get started. And again, make sure you download that free ebook, because that ebook gives far more information than what I'm going to give in this video, but you can also use it to follow along. So let's get started. Daily. So these are the tasks that you do daily. Now, when I say daily, I don't necessarily mean every day, but I mean regularly throughout the week. And the first thing that you should be doing regularly throughout the week is moisturizing your hair. Moisturizing your hair, it's like number one. It is top of the list. Our dry hair, or hair that is not properly moisturized, is what causes our hair to break off. So I feel like with length retention, lack of moisture or lack of hydration, which means the presence of water, is at the top of the list. I feel like that is the number one reason our hair is breaking off and we're not retaining length. The second thing, in addition to moisturizing, is sealing. Sealing means taking an oil and applying an oil on top of the moisturizer like this. So this is just a little example that I always show. Moisturizing or hydration is your water-based product. So put your water-based products on first, and then lock it in with an oil. That oil on top of your moisturizer or leave-in conditioner will actually keep your hair hydrated longer. So if your hair is hydrated longer, then that's less susceptible to breakage. So of course you get to keep the hair that you grow. So sealing in moisture should be on your daily task. And the next thing you should be doing daily, or again regularly, is applying something topically to your scalp if you are dealing with dry, itchy scalp, or if you are applying a scalp serum like the Curl House Follicle Stimulating Growth Drops that help to support growth and reduce inflammation. You should be applying those on a daily basis or a regular basis. And that could be, again, 2 or 3 times a week. And then what are you putting on your head before you go to bed? So that should be either a satin or silk bonnet, a satin or silk pillowcase, or a satin or silk scarf. You should never sleep on cotton. So because cotton absorbs moisture, and over time that moisture absorption can actually cause your hair to kind of break off, and then cotton will cause your hair to kind of snag at night too. So you definitely want to sleep with something on your head, or if you don't want to sleep with the bonnet, on a pillowcase. That is what is going to keep your hair healthy. So again, make sure you know and do bedtime maintenance every single day. And that is going to keep your hair healthy in your natural hair journey. Okay, so now we're moving to weekly tasks. There are things you should be doing to your hair weekly. So weekly either means every week or every other week. And the first weekly task, or every other week, would be to shampoo your hair. That is number one on the weekly task. You need to get in the habit of shampooing your hair weekly or every other week, unless you're in a protective style. So when I talk about the moisture earlier, the day that your hair receives maximum moisture is on wash day. So we have to get in the habit of washing or shampooing our hair regularly to keep our hair healthy and to keep our scalp healthy. And so if you're shampooing your hair weekly or every other week, another weekly task is to finger detangle. So before you shampoo your hair, make sure you use your fingers and gently pull out some of that shed hair. So your hair actually sheds every day. But because our hair is curly, our hair sheds, but it kind of stays stuck in our hair shaft. So before you just shampoo the hair, take out some of that shed hair. That is going to keep your hair from tangling up when you shampoo it. And something else that you can consider before shampoo is doing a pre-poo. So a pre-poo is what you're doing to your hair before you shampoo, pre-poo. I typically incorporate coconut oil or babasu oil pre-poos. So in other words, I take coconut or babasu oil, put it all throughout my hair the day before I shampoo, let it sit in for about 8 hours. So typically I do it at night, and then I'll actually pull out the shed hair before I shampoo it. A pre-poo is amazing for the hair. It has really helped my hair to minimize the breakage, because the pre-poo, or the penetrating oil that you put in your hair, actually helps to reduce protein loss when you are shampooing your hair, and actually minimizes that swelling process that your hair does when it's filled up with water on shampoo day. So if your hair is not swelling as much, if you're not losing as much protein, that actually leads to healthier hair that's not broken during the shampoo process. So that's a weekly task or a bi-weekly task that you can add to your natural hair routine. And then if you're shampooing, then guess what you should also be doing? Deep conditioning. So a deep conditioner, you're primarily putting your conditioner in your hair. If you're sitting on a hooded dryer, then you're going to put a cap on. If you're using a steam treatment, no cap. But get in the habit of doing a deep condition or steam treatment every time you shampoo your hair. So yes, that seems like a lot, but you will notice a big difference in how your hair retains moisture when you get in the habit of doing a deep condition. And then there is monthly. So these are the things you're doing every month or about every 6 weeks, because again, it varies from first person to person. So a deep treatment, when I talked about a deep treatment earlier, that's using a moisturizing conditioner. So monthly or every 6 weeks, you should be incorporating a protein treatment. So healthy hair is really a balance between moisture and protein. Normally we focus on moisture, but we forget about the protein. So make sure that you are including a protein treatment to your natural hair regimen. Protein treatments strengthen the hair, particularly if you're someone who's dealing with shedding, if you're someone who does a lot of high manipulation styles and you're constantly playing in your hair, that can really break down the protein structure of your hair. Or if you're someone that has permanent color, or if you're someone who puts a lot of heat to your hair, you definitely need to include protein treatments into your natural hair regimen. So make sure you do them every 4 to 6 weeks. Or if you go to a hairstylist, your hairstylist can certainly tell you how often you need to do them. And speaking of high manipulation styles, for those of you who have a little more hair, or who just kind of want to give your hair a break from all of the manipulation, from constantly styling your hair, you can actually go into a protective style, short term, and you can try that once a month or every 6 weeks. Protective styles are just styles like 2-strand twists. Some people may wear braids, you may rock a wig, or you're just giving your hair a break from constantly grooming it. So even though grooming is certainly essential to our natural hair care in general. Constant grooming can cause our hair to gradually kind of break off. So if you just want to give yourself a break from the constant grooming, you can consider a protective style or a low manipulation style every month or every 6 weeks. And now the last category is quarterly. So every 3 months. What you should be doing every 3 to 4 months with your hair. The first thing is to get a trim. Yes, yes, yes. Your hair needs to be trimmed at least once a quarter or every 4 months. Or hey, if you want to stretch it out to every 6 months, you can. But I want you to really get in the habit of getting a trim. Let me show you what your ends actually look like. Okay, so I want you to imagine that this piece of yarn is your hair strand, and this is the end of your hair strand. And what happens when your ends are split? This is what happens. Your ends literally split into two, and if you do not trim them, then they just continue to go higher up your hair shaft. So they don't get any better. They don't disappear. They actually get worse. And in addition to that, when they split, they can also cause the hair to gradually break off. I don't know if you can see this, but little pieces of the yarn is actually coming out in my hand. That's what happens when you need a trim. That's exactly what happens. Your split ends travel all the way up your hair shaft, and over time, that makes your ends of your hair weaker. They break off, and it affects your hair in general. So if you get in the habit of getting a trim every 3 months or every 4 months, you will actually keep your hair shaft healthier. And remember, the ends is the oldest part of your hair. It's the part of your hair that has been exposed to the elements the most. So that is also a reason why you need to get a trim. And a trim is just that. It's just a little bit. A trim is not a haircut. If you get in the habit of getting a trim regularly, then you don't have to cut off a lot of hair. Okay, so those are some of the things that you can do daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. Again, this is not all of the tips because I did not want this video to be 30 minutes. So these are just some of the main things I wanted to point out. Definitely download that ebook and you'll get all the tips. In addition to that, you will get a ton of resources in this book. I have created so many videos over the past years that's all about healthy hair and healthy hair care and how to restore the hair. And many of my subscribers, you're new, so you just don't realize that all of these videos are out here. So everything that I've talked about in this video and beyond are in the ebook, and I direct you to even more detailed videos and more detailed resources that will help you to maintain the health of your hair. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss a video in the future. And until we talk again, stay back.